What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. We got another email here today asking me a question. You guys have some really fucking good questions that come in too. I mean, maybe because, you know, we're all pretty much the same and we all get stuck on the same things, but in different situations, so it's interesting. So this guy here says he's a longtime subscriber. He's asking for advice about something that's important to him. He's a college track athlete. He's very gifted in sprinting events, but he has a chance to do something big. He's very gifted in sprinting events, but he has a chance to do something big in sprinting events and track. His whole life dreamed of being a champion. Here's his dilemma. Although genetic-wise, he's built for sprinting, he loves to run long distances. So right now, basically, he's genetically blessed to be a sprinter, and he can do extremely well at this and kick ass, but he doesn't like to do it. Running long distance is probably the worst quality athletic-wise. He's not a bad long distance runner, but something that he'd probably never become a champion in. He said when he goes for long runs, he's so happy and he gets excited to run like that. Unlike the sprints, he's not excited to do. He knows that he has a shot at becoming great at sprinting events, but his true love is running long distance. So here's the deal. A lot of times when people are blessed with genetic gifts and blessed with traits, they don't really want to use them. And we've seen this a million times over. I remember okay, we'll back it up to when I was like a kid. So I'm not even so much a kid, a teenager. Okay, so a kid. So I played in multiple different bands when I was a kid, metal bands. And, we had a bass player, a drummer, a guitarist, and a singer. And usually in our area, there weren't too many people that could sing. I mean, pretty much anybody could play bass. There were some really good drummers, some pretty good guitarists. But singers are far and few between. So we would have these practices. And then, in between like little breaks and stuff, our singer couldn't wait to get on the fucking drums. Couldn't wait to pick up a guitar. He did not want to fucking sing. And the guy had an amazing voice. I mean, he was fucking amazing. And he was the only one in the area that could sing like that. And he'd be like, I don't want to fucking sing today. And he'd be like, my throat hurts. Like, he'd make up an excuse. He didn't even want to do it. He'd be like, why don't we just jam out today and I'll play drums. Like that, he wanted to do anything but sing. And, everybody around him kept trying to kind of nurture that singing thing and say, come on, let's just give him a little nudge, Eventually, he learned how to play guitar amazingly. He was a pretty good drummer, but his gifts he kind of took and ran with it as far as singing and included it with the guitar playing. So now he plays the guitar and sings. So he's got the best of both worlds, and like one complements the other. So he found a way to be able to do both, be happy, and use his gifts at the same time. Otherwise, if he was pushed just to sing, he wouldn't have used it. So now, what do we do in this instance? Now you got gifts to be a sprinter. Okay, you can be a champion at a sprinter. That's great. So why can't you just go run for long distances for the fuck of it in your own time? Why can't you just say, you know what, like, I'll do all my sprints on this day or whatever and talk to the coach and say, here's the situation. I'm going to do this. How does this fit into my training program? If the coach doesn't want to fit it into it because he's so focused on one thing, here's what you do. There's probably a season with this stuff, which I'm not really too sure about because I never ran track. We didn't even have track in my high school. But there's probably a season where you run through all the sprints and stuff. Well, when that season is over, that's when you do your long distance stuff. You focus on something to get ahead. It's something like if you can focus, you can do anything. It's like a competition. You can do anything for a short period of time. 12 weeks up to a show, anybody can diet, anybody can train, anybody can do cardio. You just have to be able to push yourself for that 12 weeks, and that's very doable. So if you push yourself for a season, you do great things. Do great things. Who doesn't want to do great things for the world? How do you know that later on you couldn't take the name that you built doing those great things and use it for something good, something better, something that you want to use it for? Let's say for a fact, let's just throw this out there. So let's say, this is a totally hypothetical situation because I live in a hypothetical world sometimes. So let's say you go through with all this stuff, you become a state champion, you become a national champion. Somehow you're in the fucking Olympics, okay? You're now an Olympic sprinter. What the fuck, okay? You're an Olympic sprinter. Meanwhile, the whole time in the off season, you were doing your long distance runs, making sure you recovered. Maybe you took an extra nutrition, got extra sleep. You did whatever you had to do to make sure that you got your fun time in, which is your running. Eventually, those sprinting things are going to come to an end, okay? It's going to come to a point where maybe you don't make it to the Olympics, maybe you do, whatever the case, it's done, it's over. So you had a short window of opportunity in the time to do something great that you decided not to do because you didn't want to do it. Well, how do you think that's going to carry over into general life? You have a job. okay, and you're looking to get another position, but you don't really want to do it, but you need to do it. So you want, like you have to get this next position up at your job. So you're gonna have to suck it up and do something that you don't want to do. This is exercise for life later on. But getting back to the fact that you did the sprinting and stuff, let's say later on you decide you get out of school and you're like, I don't want to do this for a job, but I want to open up my own running coaching thing. And I want to do long distance running and teach kids how to run long distance. Well, now you're doing exactly what you wanted to do, but you get to use that Olympic name or that state level name or that national level name attached to your business. Now, how long do you think that you're going to be doing that? Probably for the rest of your life. You get to do what you want for the rest of your life. So for a short period of time, you put the work in, built a name, did everything you could, became a superstar, and it's in the past. Which, I'll tell you one thing right now, when things are in the past, it's really not that fucking big of a deal. You do a competition for bodybuilding or something like that, you suffer like a motherfucker for weeks and weeks and weeks. By Tuesday, you've already forgotten how it was, and you're like, maybe I should do another show. Like, that's how fast you forget things and recover from things that are in the past. So when you're done with that in the past, next thing you know, you have the rest of your life. By the time you go to die at the end of your life, or the time that you're ready to retire, you have had your whole life of running long distance, coaching kids long distance, using the name that you built. Let's say that's 50 years, 60 years of that compared to the 4 years or 5 years that you're going to have to do building that name. And you can do something great with it later on. Always think ahead. You're thinking in the now. Well, I don't really want to do this sprinting thing. I want to do this. I want to do that. Think ahead. Like, look, I have the opportunity that not everybody has. I'm genetically blessed. I've been gifted. Let me take this and fucking run with it, because later on, you might be working at a fucking gas station or a McDonald's or some shit if you didn't take that opportunity to make something with your name, and let's say Usain Bolt decided he didn't want to fucking do what he did. He wanted to do long distance running. Where the fuck would he be right now? Step back and take your emotions out of it and look at it practically about you get the rest of your life to do anything you want. And long distance running is not going anywhere. It's going to be there for the rest of your life, but you have a short window of opportunity right now to be able to do this sprinting thing. I say take it and fucking run with it, no pun intended. Just take it and run with it, do the best that you can. Bios3Training@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bios3training.com is a blog. Take the opportunity, bicep, and run. We're out.